So what's the agenda for today? We're going to have a brief repetition of the key points from the first session, just that you're all on the same level, and that you also saw that what we spoke about. So if you still have questions about the points from the first session, please rewatch the recording. Then we're going to have an overview of the different page types. I'm going to explain that to you later. So we have different templates of page types. And then very important is the page elements or content areas, two different namings. So to really make a page, to fill it with content. And then we're going to create some pages together. So we open a new page and we fill them with page elements. If we have time, we're gonna check a bit more about creating and using data objects. It will also be part of the number 4, but maybe we're gonna go deeper into that. We'll see how much time we need for the rest. Huh? And there will be definitely a third course and maybe a fourth one. We will see. So I will not speak about everything, but still ask your question if it's about the topic I'm talking about, and otherwise we'll hopefully speak about it in the next session. So first session. There are just 3 points I want to repeat. And the first one is very important as our help point. We have different help points, but the first one you should always check if you have a question is the Pimcore page. Gonna go to the first Pimcore page and then see how you find it. We really try to answer all questions about Pimcore. The Pimcore is big, so we didn't answer anything, but should be enough for you guys. So when you're at the homepage of Pimcore, you have on the left-hand side the link website support. Very important, yeah? So if you click on that, I'm just going to show you shortly how it's structured. So we have here a table of content, general folder, document structure, explanation of icons, function, documents, page design, assets, data object, and so on and so forth. And then when you go, for example, to general, you see we have here different folders and also the one online training sessions. So you have here the recording of the first training session, and then also of the French. We also have the French recording, and I will fill the other ones with the new recordings. But then also here, folder and document structure. So really try to answer your question here first. I'm going to show you, for example, here, the page types. This is what I'm going to talk about today, but if you have questions afterwards, you can read it here too, yeah? If you don't find an answer to your question, I'm going to go to the top. Then you see here an email address called website@helvetas.org, and there are various people answering your questions or your email. It's mainly Oliver. Maybe some of you met him, and if it's a bit more complex, the question gets to me or also to Elodie, who is joining that session too. And so this was the first thing I wanted to show you. I'm gonna switch back to the PowerPoint. So the recording of the beginner course is online. I showed you where it is. And then we have different elements in Pimcore. And I was talking about that in the first session. So we have documents, assets, and data objects. I'm going to show you that later. Again, And just a short point, you will receive this this PowerPoint presentation afterwards as well from me. So you have the links and you can read again what I wrote. So documents. The documents are the actual content pages. So the pages that appear on the website or in the browser. The assets are image files, videos, PDFs, Word files, Excel tables, and so on. And the data object is a bit more complex. That's an object with a predefined structure data. And yeah, we'll see that later. I'm going to talk about the data object. But I'm going to show you all of that in Pimcore. So documents here, we have the different languages and web pages. Then we have the assets with the different files, images, PDFs, and so on. And the data objects, for example, the projects, events, jobs, etc. And then if you want to watch that again, I was talking about that navigation here. So we have different pages open here, how we save and publish, the show in tree button, and so on. So when I talk now, I will also repeat some of this information again, yeah? Okay. Back to the PowerPoint. So the first thing is I want to explain you now, new are the page types, yeah? So if you make a new page or if you have an existing page, there's always a template behind that page. So there's a structure in the back, or yeah, different things are predefined, yeah. And we have a lot of different page types. So you see them all here, and in Pamocha there are also all of them explained. The most important ones for you guys is the general content page, P10. You see that up here, which is just a normal page. You can fill it however you want, and it's the template you use the most. Then there's the project detail page, 3.1, the blog detail page, 9.1, and maybe also the event detail page. I have here also the information if this page has to be linked to a data object, and some of them have to. Not the general content page. Like I said, you just make a general content page and you fill it with content. With the other ones, you have to link them with a data object. So the project detail page, you have to link with a project data object, and so on. Okay, so how do you make a new page on Pimcore? You go to documents, you go to your country. So you don't see that much as I do. You just probably see your country. So let's go to English. Then, for example, Laos. And then you have here the structure. So you say you want to make a new page under the who we are. I'm just going to go first to the Laos home page. And maybe you remember, you can go to that button, open a new window, and the page opens here. So this is exactly the same page as you see here in Pimcore. And I said under who we are, I want to make a new page. Who we are. I want to have here a new page about us. Here about us. You can open that as well, but then you make easily a right click, add page, and then you see what I showed you just before. Yeah, you see the different templates. You see the general content page here. So let's use that one. I'm going to delete it afterwards immediately, Yannick, don't worry. And then you give it a name. You can name them all, sorry, with small letters, all with the same name, and change it later. But let's make that shortly. And then it will load. And then you see the page is still crossed. I'm not sure if that word is right, but that means it's not published yet. So if you make save and publish, it's not crossed anymore. And if we do a refresh here, maybe I have to do a hard refresh. It's always showing some things. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't work right now, but it should be underneath here, yeah, the test page. Okay. So means you have now a new page. And when you have the new page, you can always have a look or to all existing page what template is behind it. And when you go with your mouse to that page, you see here on the right-hand side, ID 75573 template P10 general content page. Yeah. If you go, for example, to a project page, then you see it's a different template. The template is P31 project detail. Yeah. So that's always important for you to check what template you use if you have a problem, and then you see, why is my project not showing on the page? It's not showing because it's probably not a project detail page, but more about that a bit later. So I'm going to delete that page again because I want to show it to you on a different place. I did one already. I'm going to close that. The test AURP10 channel content page. You remember I can go to show in tree and it shows me where it is. So I made a folder training 2025 and then I opened these pages already. And we are now in the testing, which you probably don't see, or does someone of you see this folder? No, huh? Okay. So I made this folder and then I made these ones last week already. So you see the ID and the template behind it. It's a general content page. Yeah. This one is a project detail page. That one a blog page, and that one an event page. Also to repeat, if you remember, very important, that asterisk here in the back means that page is not saved. I made changes, but it's not saved yet. Yeah. So let's save it, and it will disappear, but still loading. Okay, that's always good if Pimcore is a bit slow when I show something, but now you see the asterisk is gone. Okay, shortly back to the PowerPoint. So these are all the different page types, and these are the most important you will use, yeah? Then I will go to the next point, which is they're called content areas, website modules. Sorry, I'm gonna go back here. And this means now, I go back to Pimcore to show you, we have this page I opened, the general content page, and it's empty, yeah? There's no content on it. The only content you see is the footer and the header, which you don't see here, maybe on the preview. And the footer and the header, they're made automatically. So means when you make a new page in the Laos tree, it's automatically the footer of Laos and not the one from Switzerland. And it's automatically the language which is spoken in Laos. So here English and not the German one. But here now it's German. All the texts are in German and the office is from Switzerland. But now you see this is the preview. The header automatically done. But here in between, no content, yeah? So let's go back to edit. So let's make a nice page. First thing is a question if you want to use a donation header, you can click it yes or no. Not going to talk about that, but the header image. So we want to use an image for that page, so the header image. So images are saved in assets. Go to image. Okay, Alima, you're my header image. You just do drag and drop, yeah? You want to use that picture or you want to use whatever picture. You drag it and drop it here. You can save and then it will be our header image. Here you have also options. You can do an overlay for header image. The overlay, this here is a white overlay. And you can do it also if the picture is very white, then you can do a dark overlay. Or you can also do no overlay, but let's do a white overlay here. You see that it's a bit white here now, yeah? Not the same as above, yeah? Then you can say what the text color should be. So the text will be in here. So if it's white, it's not good. So let's make it dark gray. Yeah. And then you can make a button here on the right. I'm not going to do that now. It goes too deep, maybe next session. But here is now the picture of that lady, of our header. And here you have different possibilities to add text, yeah? Text 1. Here you see sub header or whatever. Okay, so now we have, when we go to the preview, we see that header image here. Okay, so we want to add more content. How you do that? You see here a plus, yeah? Always between the content you made and the footer, you see a plus, or copy and paste. So you could copy an element from another page and paste it here. But now we're just gonna add an element, yeah? And all of this you see here are these so-called content areas, yeah? All of this, yeah? And here again, it's like a template that makes it look good on the website. And you have different options. For example, the most important one is the rich text 2. And it's for adding text and format the text like in Word. I'm going to show you that. So I add, and then you have to search it, yeah? You either find it here in content, or you go down to the bottom, but here you see rich text, yeah? So let's add a rich text version 2. And now you see here a new element, yeah? That's the new element. And you see what type of element it is, yeah? So this element is a rich text version 2, okay? With that one, you can move it. Oh, no, sorry, mistake. With that one, you can add a new page above. With that one, you can add, sorry, again, a mistake, not a page. You can add a content module above it, or with that one below. With that button, you can delete the whole content module. And with that one, you can move it, yeah? If you want to have it more to the bottom, you move it down, or you can also drag and drop it and move it. Like I said before, you can copy the whole element, copy and paste it on a different page or wherever you want to paste it. The eye, when you use the eye, you can hide it at the front end. So for example, you want to you write something like the registration opens on January 10. And it's after January 10, you can just hide the page or the element, and then you don't see it anymore on the live page. Okay, so these are the different options here, huh? Okay, so you can add text here. You can make title, subtitle, and some text, blah, blah. And then you have these different options like in Word, and I will not explain all of them, definitely not, because you know them from Word and other programs. But if you want to style them, there are also some styles here you can use. But also here you have the predefined options. So if you want to make a heading 2, and you want to make here a heading 3, then it's already with our corporate design, yeah? There's heading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then some other ones, and also the normal, which is our font and all predefined what we need, yeah? You can make it bold or italic or whatever you want. You can also change the color here. Sorry, here, text color. Whatever you want, yeah? You can also make links. Link here, sorry. So you can link it to helvetas.org. Whatever you want, you can change the text. Then we have a link here, yeah? Okay, I hope that the setting with my computer is now German, because this is a German word. Hintergrundfarbe means background color, white. I hope it looks different when you make it. But you can also make the background color red, for example, and then it's our red, yeah, the Helvetas red. Or there's also blue. If you want to bring some color to the website, these are all our Helvetas colors, yeah. So let's leave it blue, huh? So, anyone have a question so far? And otherwise, I just keep talking. Okay, so we have the first element here with some text, and then let's make another element. You go to the plus, and then you can choose which one you want to make. And now I go back to the PowerPoint. So, like I said, rich text tool, most important one, yeah. But there's also other ones, especially image possibilities. Then also how you want to show quotes, how you want to show a download list, or how you want to tease like projects or blogs or whatever. So images, I'm going to show you some image possibilities we have. Oh, let's go to the plus again. Then you have here the image, yeah? So you want to add an element for images. There's like the image slider with title and subtitle. Let's choose that one. And then you see here that new element, image slider with title and subtitle. A slider has to have a minimum of 2 slides and a maximum of 10 slides. So let's make two pictures. So then it opens like that. So what picture do we have here? Oh, I'm gonna drag and drop it here. You name it. Also with a subtitle if you want, or a description. Then let's have another one. Like that one. Drag and drop. Title 2. Text, huh? Okay. So let's save it. Go back to the preview. And then it needs to load shortly what we changed in the last few minutes. Okay, how does it look like now? Our header image, the text, then the blue element with some text. Then we have this person here with the text we added, and then it's a slider, so you can slide to the next one. So that's actually how you add a image slider. Let's try a new one. Gonna add here the image accordion. So let's choose another picture. This map, drag and drop, add a text. Save. Let's have a look at the preview, how this looks like. Okay, it's very slow, but yeah. Maybe to explain you shortly, here on the right-hand side with the assets. So if you want to upload a new picture, then you go to your country where you want to add it. So let's go back to Laos. And then this here is your structure, yeah? So if you have a new project, you do a right click, add folder and call it like test, whatever you want. Then you have this new folder, and then you have here just a folder. You do again a right click. It all works with right clicks here. Add asset, and then you can upload files in here into the folder. So that's like similar as Microsoft Windows and everything works. Always right click and delete or copy or whatever. But we have a question. Yes, please.
Any limitations on image size and the number of image per folder or something like that? Or
No,
recommendations?
there's no limit. I mean, especially if the page is too heavy, so means if you have like a lot of pictures which are very heavy, like 20 megabytes each, and you have 20 of them, then the page just needs longer to load, yeah. And depends in which region you are. Sometimes it's not very user friendly to have very large pages, yeah. And that's the only recommendation I can give. So don't use too heavy pictures. Gonna speak about that later or next time, but with the image, it's not a big problem. A big problem is the movies. So if you want to add a movie, we don't recommend to upload them here to Pimcore. It's possible to do it like that. But another possibility is to upload it first to YouTube, and then just link the YouTube link on the page. Then it's much better for the loading of the page. But with the images, it's not a big problem. Just think a bit before you do it. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna delete that again, that folder. And let's go back here to our test page. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you how the accordion looks like. That's actually just the picture with the text I added, yeah? But we're gonna see it when it looks different with another one. So image, there's an image gallery. I'm gonna add an image gallery. So you can give a headline, or title gallery, nice pictures, whatever, all predefined. Then you add whatever number of pictures up to 10. I'm gonna make 2 again, plus. You can give it a name, and you can use, I'm gonna use the same pictures again here. Yeah. You can save, and then I'm gonna show you later how it looks like, because first I want to add another one, and which will be the image. Yeah. Sorry again. Image slider with caption. So not exactly the same as before, but also minimum of 2 slides. Okay, you saw that I made first a plus and now another 2, so now we have 3. But you want only 2 of them, you can delete one very easily. Then we're gonna do that again with the pictures. Then you can give it a description, yeah? Which I think we couldn't do at the other slider. I'm gonna check. Image slider with title and subtitle. Ah, yeah, we're gonna see the difference afterwards. The description. So when you're in here, you see these arrows. So you can move the picture down, for example, if you want to have this one on the top, or move it back. Okay. Same here, huh? Okay, I'm gonna save that and show you the preview again. And switch back to the PowerPoint then. So different options are the quote and quote with picture. And then let's have a look what is next. So I explained you about the rich text too. There's different possibilities here. Then the images. Yeah, you can add them like that. And the quote. Yeah, how does a quote look like? Quote is someone says something, you put it here and you put the name on the back, and then it shows you like that it shows you perfectly on your website afterward. Okay. Then the download list and the teaser container. Yeah, sorry, a bit confusing now. Gonna talk about that later. Yeah. Okay. So we have the preview here. You remember that option. Okay, so we have this option, we have that option. Then this is the gallery. You remember you can also click on a picture and it opens. And this one here is now the last option we had. How was it called? The image slider with caption, I think. So slider. Yeah, and here is the caption. Yeah. So you see, you have different possibilities, and in the preview, you can always also check how it looks like on a phone, which is sometimes very important. I don't know how it is in your country, but for example, you're at an event and you want to share a page, people visit the page on a phone and not on a computer. They don't have the computer with them. So always check how it looks like on the phone, yeah? So you see, because we have all these templates in the back, we have the template, the general content page. We have the template of these image sliders. Yeah, it's all also fit to other devices. Yeah, also to the phone like that, and it still looks good. Yeah. Okay. I think what I would like to show you now first is the other types, the other templates. And for that, gonna show you a little trick again. Showed you that in the first training as well. So we have this page open. I have no idea where it is now here, yeah? So you want to go back there. The very helpful show in tree button helps us. I click on it and you see here on the left-hand side, okay, this page is under documents. And then it's here under testing and in my training folder. Yeah? Cool. So find it again. And now I would like to show you the project detail page. You see here on the right-hand side, that's now a project detail page. The page is still empty, but now it's open up here. So I would like to use that element from here. You can do copy. You go here and you cannot edit. You cannot even add text. So this can happen sometimes when you make a new page, then you think, why does it not work? And that's exactly now, it doesn't work because please add a project object to the document properties. Okay, and let's have a look at the blog page. Here it's exactly the same one, yeah? Please add a blog article object, data object, and only then you can start to work on the page. Okay, so this is what I would like to show you now. Gonna close that to make it a bit better view. Okay, let's make a project page. So not only the page or the document you have to do also a data object. And the icon for an object is like that. You see it here as well. Huh? I did one already, and I would like to show you with the showing tree again where it is. I'm going to close that. Huh? So we're in the data object. You know, would like to make open a new project. You go here, the plus, you go to your country. Again, everything works with right clicks. Add object. Yeah, so we want to make a project. So here are the different templates of data objects. So you want to add a project, so you use project. You name it. I'm not going to do that now because I did it already. It's that test data object. I also did that one before. I just copied it from down here. And now, so we go a little bit into the data objects. Or maybe gonna do something else first, yeah? So how to link the data object to that test page. So please add a project object to the document properties, but how to do that? This is probably something new now. You go here. You go here. You add a detail object. Okay. You have here the object. And now you would like to link it. So you take this project, drag and drop it here. Now it's in here. If you would have a larger screen, you would see the name of that one. Then you save. And now they're linked together. But this one is not live yet. You see it's still crossed. That one. So let's publish it. Then it will change here. Okay, now this test project is live, yeah? And is that page live? Let's make a save and publish. Let's wait a second to load it. So let's see how it looks like here in the preview. Okay. Okay. So now you see there's a page, huh? We made it quite fast, but I'm gonna explain you all this content now. So this is the country, title, and then here the project name, project phase, funding, and thematic focus. And it also shows you the map already, which is very good. But where is all of this information? It's in the data object. In the data object, you have different languages. Most of you will work only with one language. But me, for example, when I open a new project, I have to fill all of them. And here, not always, but sometimes. So here we have the header, Sustainable Tourism, Strong Life. And in the preview, there was the header too. The project facts title is Hidden Jewel. The funding, the image. You have here the country, the project ID, then the location, the working areas, the field, and the start and end date, yeah? So when you work with different languages, you have to add all of this information only once, yeah? Except the texts, which are different in a different language, but you see the image stays and all of this information down here too. Okay, and so you do a new project, you make first this data object here, you fill the whole text, and then you link the data object to a document page. And then you see all the information in here. Okay. When I go back to edit, you still see this view. Can be confusing, but sometimes you have to do a refresh or a reload here as well. You do the reload. And now you see it. You see all this information here. Huh? And now if you would like to change the title, I cannot click in here anymore, yeah? I cannot change that text. If you want to change that text, you have to change it in the data object, yeah? So, see, I did a change. There's an asterisk. I make save and publish. You go back here. You do a reload. And the 3 tools will be shown up here afterwards, yeah? So I hope you understand that system of linking the data object with the page. This is very important. And we have it not only with the projects. So the system is exactly the same with blogs and very similar with events as well. But because we don't have that much time anymore, I'm just going to explain you more about this data object project. And like I said, blogs is very similar. But now as we linked this document with that data object, we now have the pluses, yeah? The ones you know from before. So you can add now with the plus, for example, the rich text tool. This whole element opens and you start to write whatever, yeah? Or you add pictures, you add quotes, whatever you want to add. I'm not going to do that now because we've seen it before, yeah? Okay. So you can make your beautiful project page. But let's go back to the data object again. And here I have to explain you some more things, yeah? So this, for example, document means you have to link the document here in the data object too. So means not only link the data object with the document, you also have to link the document with the data object. And I'm going to do that now. I'm going to show in 3. Okay, here is the page. Go back to the data object, and then you can do a drag and drop as well. Drag and drop. Yeah. Then let's make save and publish on both pages. Now I would like to explain you what we did. So we always have overview pages. You probably saw that in the templates as well, but this is the overview page of all projects, yeah? And here are all the projects of laws, yeah, because we filtered for laws. And now there's always a link behind that. So means here you have the title, exactly the same title as in the, where is it here? Huh? The same title as in the data object. Then the category and the country and the same picture. And now we did the second one, the test, and you see it's now twice here, the one with 222. So I'm gonna delete that immediately in 10 minutes, but now we have it twice, yeah? And here, the link, when I click on it, it opens the page in Switzerland, yeah? And here, when I open it, it's still in Switzerland, but this is now, okay, that was not good, sorry, 1 second. Okay, that would be actually the link here. Hello, Turim. You're already 1 hour. I'm talking since 1 hour. I'm not sure if you 1 hour late. Otherwise, you can watch the recording later. Okay. So the link you put in here is the link that will be when you click on it. Now we have to do the refresh again and everything, but I'm not going to do that. Otherwise, we lose some time. Okay. But this is the link, yeah? Then to add a picture, the same as before, you just do the drag and drop from the asset. You can change the font color. And then here, the country. So how to add the country? And now that's also some tricks I'm going to show you, which are important for you to navigate a bit easier in this whole system. You have no idea you want to add now here, not only Laos, you want to add Myanmar as well, because now the project new is in 2 countries. How to find that? You see, the type is an object, so it's a data object, and the subtype is a country. So we can click on data object, subtype country. And then sure you find it in here. It's that one, yeah? So if we want to add Myanmar, you just do a drag and drop. And now it will also be found when you filter here for Myanmar, then you will find that project as well, yeah? Another possibility to find this object is to do a right click. You can open it. Someone is on it. That's very good. I do a yes. It opens. And then you see all the information behind the country laws. Yeah, also the coordinates, for example. And you can open it and then do a show in tree. And you see it leads me to this place. Yeah. So these are 2 different options to find it. I actually prefer to do it like I showed you now. Right click, show in tree, and then it shows you where it is. So this is text you can add like that. Project type. Here it's a project, so you use project. And then the location again. This is the location. How to find it? You go object location. here, or you open it with a right click. You do show in tree, then you see where it is, yeah? It's under map content, project pins, and here with the nice structure of the country, here it is, yeah? So for example, you have a new project, you have a new location, you make here a new location. You do a right click, add object, and then try to find the right object. And if you don't know, always look what the other ones are. So let's go here. You see on the right, the type is location. So if we add an object, we have to search the location. It's
First
up here.
one.
It's the first. Yeah. So test. And I have to delete a lot of things afterwards. And then you name it. And you add a country. Where was the country? I closed it. And you put the coordinates here. Didn't prepare anything, but you can add it here and then it will show you exactly like this one, yeah? Here's the location. Gonna delete it like that, okay? So we're back in the data object of that project. And now it's the same one with the working areas. There's some we made already. So how to find it? Object, working area. We are in the object, working area fields. Is it the field? Not sure. Let's have a right click, open, show in tree. Okay, it's in the field, it's here. Huh? Okay, this is just how you navigate a bit easier on Pimcore. Okay, so for a new project, you add all this information. And again, here I would like to link to the beginning. Let's go back to Pamoja. So everything I was talking about in the last hour is on Pamoja. So that was my preparation for that meeting today. I was just reading here, and now I told you the same thing which is written here. So if you have a problem, you go here, you look for data object. Okay, data object. So a list of data object, you see the different ones we have, like the project. It's also explained what are data objects, explained, and now let's go back to the top. And I know it's a lot to find the right place, but it's that much because it's so good now. So we go to the documents. Now, sorry, I just have to find it shortly. So here again, the page type, project detail explained what I was talking about before. And then the assets, again here about the images. There's much more. I could have talked 20 minutes about images. So we will have a look at that at later courses. So how to select specific area, etc. And then let's go down here. This is very important for all of you. Create new content, create a project page. step-by-step instruction. Yeah. So how to do it, what I was talking about the last 15 or whatever, 20 minutes. How to do it, how to add it, how to name it. It's all explained in here with print screens. So if you have a question, check Pimcore first, or otherwise ask us here in Switzerland. And you see it's quite long because I was talking for 20 minutes. And I'm not gonna talk about the create a blog or press release or multimedia story and so on, because the time is almost over. Okay. So the aim of today was to give you a bit more information about Pimcore for the ones who joined the beginner course at the beginning last month. It was just the next step to feel more comfortable with Pimcore. But most important for all of you is just to try a bit, to try and error. You will make mistakes, but there's always option to get back. I explained last time the different versions. So when you worked for an hour and then you realize it was on the wrong page, you can get the old one back and so on. So I hope that helped a bit to get more familiar with it. And questions? Probably
Versions.
not. Oh, yeah.
Regarding versions, is it
Yeah.
possible to go back not to the full previous version, but just to like for example, you added the gallery, you added the rich text, so I want just back to the gallery, delete the rich text, that kind of back to the version. Is there possible? No? Okay.
No, there's no possibility for that. Yeah. Unfortunately not. Yeah.